Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me and all of you. Thank you for being here. Post market report on this Monday, May 22nd, 2023. People, have you ever heard this before? Pay attention. The bond market is always right. History has proven to us that the bond market gets it right all the time. Now, with regard, even though it is rigged to the highest order, we have bond yields that been suppressed here since the last meltdown here. The bond market is sending us a very ominous signal in my view. Okay, what do we got going on? Global bonds are selling off. Okay, this is exactly the scenario that you and I have been talking about for like 10 years, which eventually would happen. Is it going to stop? Is the question here. Okay, that is the question. The 10-year yield, 3.72. We have gone up 40 basis points with regard to the 10-year yield, the benchmark, in just a few weeks here, 2 weeks. That is borderline extraordinary. Nothing compared to what's eventually going to occur. 30, 40 basis point jumps in the 10-year yield per day when the sell-off really gets going. What the debt market is doing here, for those who may, not be sure, is it seems to me like it's pricing in a little bit a U.S. debt default. Now, the stock market is a whole other thing. Hold on a minute. Um, it's extremely volatile. We all know that. You got crazy gyrations up and down all over the place. Plus, you have the Fed buying the market. Period. The end. Now, today the market ended mixed. We got a drop in the Dow, nothing major. Flat for the S&P 500. I mean, we're talking about a fractional gain, not even worth mentioning here. With regard to the Nasdaq, we picked up 0.5%. Okay, so the stock market again is maybe not pricing in a debt default, but it looks like something is. It could be something else too. Okay, that I don't know about, or maybe we all don't know about. But that the bond market, the debt market is pricing something in an event, and that's why you're seeing yields rise like this. Let's just put a little perspective on this, okay? If in fact we were to get a debt default, you're going to see bond yields rise so fast, your head's going to spin around like the exorcist. I say that all the time. And the stock market is not going to like it because again, I don't believe the stock market is really pricing a debt default in, but the bond market is saying, hold on a second, this may actually occur. Now, we have a meeting today. The Confederacy of Dunces of the highest order are now talking about what they want to do with the debt ceiling here. We have the president, vomitous mass, whatever it is, talking about possibly, invoking the 14th Amendment, however he would work it, okay. With you know what? I'll answer your questions later, but I'll just address this real quick with regard to. Hold on a second, my computer's going nuts. Cryptos, yes, I think as I have been telling you for the longest time, a debt market meltdown would be positive, very positive for commodities in aggregate, especially gold and silver and Bitcoin as well, in my view. And the big cryptos, they're all going to skyrocket when the debt market implodes. Now, we could be on the threshold here of something. We have a clear danger signal, in my view. When you witness, okay, you'll never hear this from the mainstream because they can't tell you. You're not allowed to look. All the mainstream wants you to focus on is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's it. 30 companies. What is the Dow doing? What is the Dow doing? Nothing to do with about. They will never tell you that the driver of the economy, the driver of the markets, the driver of it all is the debt market. The debt market is sending us a bad sign here, people. But it's bad. But you and I are completely, absolutely prepared for what's coming. I mean, I would like to think. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can tell me. But I would like to believe in my heart that those of you that have been with me for any length of time, so some of you have been with me for a really long time, I've prepared you well. Um, I really have. I really believe you're in the right spots. Okay, betting against the debt, becoming your own central bank, understanding the debt market would eventually implode. Is it going to implode right now? It very well could be. I mean, the ramifications here of a U.S. debt default would rock the core of the earth. Honestly, it would change everything very rapidly. What do we know needs to happen? What must happen for central banks, the Federal Reserve, to issue in their new system? A crisis. We function from crisis to crisis to crisis. Again, they've gotten a lot of people dependent on this system. You know that. That's what this is all about. All right. Those same people are going to beg for a solution. They're allowing the problem to manifest itself. Okay. This financial fantasy land that we are in right now is not sustainable by any way, shape, or form. But they continue to prop it up. They're kicking the can down the road, kicking. At one point, and we're starting to see again, there's 4 stages to this. I covered it earlier today in my video. I wrote a paper about it. I put it out in my newsletter. We're in stage 3. We're in stage 3 right now. Speaking of stage 3, we found out again that the U.S. budget deficit continues to balloon. Thank you, Mitch. It's part of stage 3 here. A deficit's ballooning. Stage 4 is a crisis. They need the crisis. And then it's going to be just freaking lovely. Now, just going back to the market real quick. Like I said, we finished mixed here. Gold and silver under a little pressure. Crypto's flat-ish. Crude oil flat. All that's well and good. All well and good. But the real story, and I want you to focus on, is watch the MMRI, the Mannarino Market Risk Indicator. It's 100% free. I don't charge anything for this. All right. Link in the description of this video. So pay attention to that. It's going to tell you everything you need. We already know, you and I, where the first line in the sand is. It's beautiful. It's at 250, and we're not far from 250 right now. Go check it for yourself. It's pretty interesting. Now, with regard to economic news, let us move forward here just a little bit. The Federal Reserve is playing their usual game, which plays right into the economic news. You got Neil Cash and Carry and Bullard, both on opposite sides of the equation with regard to what the Fed's going to do moving forward here. They always do this. They float out this freak and then this freak to play the kind of a good cop, bad cop role, keep the market off balance. It's always the same. It never, ever deviates. So it's interesting to see how this plays out here. And again, start paying attention to these stuff. You'll see these things. You'll see how it plays out. Now, listen to this. This is both laughable and pathetic. This is the headline from Yahoo Finance. Are you ready for this? Fed rate increases hit small businesses the hardest. Duh. That's exactly what it's meant to do. What are they doing? What have we discussed repeatedly here? Okay. Why? What's the real reason that the Fed and other central banks are raising rates? It's not to fight inflation. Okay. That's number one. You got the mainstream propaganda telling you that is the reason, so that you know it's not. The reason why they are is so they can cut off the availability of credit to small businesses and the consumer. Now, speaking of the consumer here, okay, this is according to a Federal Reserve survey, one of their own surveys. Are you ready for this? This is almost unfreaking believable. We already understand this, but listen to what the Fed survey, they had to pay to have this done. All right. Fed survey has revealed that inflation has eroded U.S. household financial security, because that's exactly what it's meant to do. And that's why the Fed is running these kind of things. They want to make sure that what they're doing is working, and it is clearly working. People, none of this is a surprise to us. None of it. Okay, we understand this. So that's the story here. Surging budget deficits, the tag team of Federal Reserve presidents here, Federal Reserve surveys, inflation has eroded household financial security. Duh, please, thank you very much. And Fed rate increases have hit U.S. small business is the hardest. I mean, everything you and I spoke about would happen. Well, here it is. It's right in front of your face. It's an incredible thing here. Anyway, look, going back again, the bond market is always right. Remember that I'm telling you this. The stock market is detached completely from any kind of reality. Again, when you have a situation like this, and we've been in this for a long time, central banks getting in here, buying all the debt, keeping rates suppressed, what does it do? It creates malinvestment. That is cash moving into spaces where it has no business going, coming out of things which should be going into, inflating asset distortions and bubbles that are beyond anyone's wildest imaginations here. And that's what we have here. And again, it's not by accident. Everything you're seeing has been thought out, planned out, and now it's being executed by central banks, and it's executing the population here. This is a culling. This is an extermination. You all understand that. And those of us that are the most prepared, yes, the bond market is rigged, but it's still telling us the truth, okay? And that's a fact. Bond market has been rigged. It's the most rigged part of the market here. And because, and the fact is, central banks chose to rig the bond market so they can create these distortions which exist in the stock market, in housing, in everything else, real estate, commodities. Nothing makes sense anymore. It doesn't add up. It's a fact. Anyway, with that said, let us, first of all, again, look who's here. Magic Mika, Lava Girl, Perry, all my greatest friends here. Anyway, where's Lord Humongous? He's always here. He's always here. Could they reprice gold? I guess they can do whatever they want to. What are they going to do? Reprice it lower? I don't think so. Let them play their games. The resistance is here. This is great. Let them play their games. We know what we need to do. Okay, we're not going to deviate at all here. Commodities exposure, especially silver. Clever custom performance. Thank you. Gold as well, platinum, palladium. I believe with all I got in here that you need some exposure to cryptocurrencies here. Pick one of the big ones, okay? Because again, when the meltdown of the debt market occurs, and I was talking to Joe Salente about this just yesterday. He and I are on the same page here with this. We're not too far off. Cash is only going to seek other avenues, places to go. It doesn't grow money wings and fly away. You all know that. Exactly. Become your own central bank. That includes, obviously, these things, all right? On a side note, cryptos as well. Thank you, McGradle. I am bad with pronouncing things. Epic fail. Anyway, Coinbase. I like Coinbase. Okay, I've not made a secret about this. When I do my crypto transactions, it's through Coinbase. I've used Coinbase for a very long time. I have never had a problem with them. I had an issue with some other one a while back. I actually ended up losing, not too much, maybe like $4,000 or so, something along those lines. Anyway, what is this Earth flat stuff? Okay, lovely, fantastic. I know we get it, right, Zeus? Oh Lord. People, before I get going here, is there anything else you want to talk about? Because I got a couple of complaints that I'm not answering questions from you guys and girls, and I apologize for that if it's not true. I don't think it's true. Thank you, Intrepid Soul here. So if you want to ask me some questions, please do that. That's really what this is about, the live stream. I mean, I could just record these things, but I don't do that because I want to interact with you. So, drag racing. You know what I did earlier today? I ripped the transmission out of my CUDA. I broke it already. I was getting on the car all over the damn neighborhood. It's a 4-speed. I broke the 4-speed. I ripped it out. It took me 1 hour to get it out. Did it myself on the floor. Anyway, yeah. I still advocate. Okay. Bullion bars or coins. That's a great question here. I don't think it matters either way. Thank you, Indy. Cool. Don't do that to me. The ghoul thing. Mitch, thanks again, too. Either one is fine, but smaller denominations, I think, are you're better off. I mean, you can stack a 50 ounce or 100 ounce if you'd like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I happen to like smaller denominations. And the dogs are okay. Okay, I got two older dogs, as you know that. They're hanging in there. I love those damn things. Coco's out getting walked again. I think so. Or he's roaming around here somewhere. Anyway, that's where we are. Who's selling the bonds? Great institutions, obviously. Institutions are selling these things. They understand what's going on. I mean, you got to be nuts. Any individual that wants to hold a bond, you got to be nuts. First of all, I mean, people that are holding bonds, let's say that were yielding a lot less than they're yielding now. I mean, they're getting destroyed. I hate this. I hate that. Poker. I played that last tournament. I haven't played another one in a while. As most of you know, I used to play every day. I'm not a bad poker player, honestly. Anyway, gold pandas. Love gold pandas. Of course, people, come on. You know all this already. Are we getting a debt deal? I guess we'll see. If we don't, Biden has already promised to do something with this 14th Amendment if he can, but we'll see. Tide Pod time. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, people. Junk silver. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as junk silver. Okay, silver is silver. I own this stuff. I don't know why people call it junk. It ain't junk to me. All right, people. That's where we're at. I think we covered a lot here. I do want to hear from you on these things. What do you think about these things? The tag teaming of the usual. I mean, it's always the same story. I laugh. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate all this. These Fed surveys, they need surveys to prove that inflation has eroded U.S. household financial security. Really? Thank you, Lorenzo. I appreciate that. Yeah. I've tried to contact these people before. I don't really hear back from them. Whatever. Budget deficit beginning out of control. Imagine my shock here. You're shocked. I mean, does any of this surprise you? Fed rate increases are hitting small businesses harder than anybody else. Really? Honestly? No, I don't think it surprises anybody. You and I are so far ahead of the curve on this. It's just frankly ridiculous. I don't own any gold miner ETFs, so I don't like to comment on them, honestly. I'm sure there are some that are good, but I would do my own research on this, honestly. All right, people, we are now going to call it. Thank you all, honestly, for being here. You guys rock. I love all of you. You're amazing. Thanks for your support. Thanks for those thumbs up. 535, pretty good. 1,426 people watching. Those thumbs up are so appreciated, people. You have no idea. The more thumbs up these videos get, the more YouTube shows these things, and the bigger chance we have to get our message out. I mean, look, I'm just a spokesperson here. This is our thing. Thank you, Stephen. This is our thing. Which question didn't I answer? Migsy. I didn't see it. Which one? Answer. Write it again right now. Hurry. What question? Didn't answer my question. What was your question? I don't see one. Maybe they're not showing up on this feed here. I'm still waiting. What's your question? Peter, thank you. Yeah, I wish we had 1 million subs. I really, really do. And, this stuff doesn't appeal to everyone. Unfortunately, people don't want to hear this stuff because it rattles their sense of normalcy, and they don't like it. They don't like it. Anyway, I didn't get to see your question. I don't know what that was all about. I do apologize. Maybe we'll get you tomorrow. All right, people, I am so out of here. Love you all again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the support. You're amazing. Missy choked. All right, I'll see you in the morning. All right, everybody? I'm out of here.